Alright, I just completed the dissection of the brain. I didn't completely tear everything apart so that we could see the brain as a whole. First thing, we'll get orientated with the brain. This is the anterior portion up here, posterior portion back here. First thing that we're going to take a look at is the frontal lobe. That is obviously the one right in the front here. Both sides have the frontal lobe. The second one is the parietal lobe. That's going to be where I accidentally just stuck the prod right on top here, in between the frontal and the occipital lobe, which is back here. This is turn it. That's the occipital lobe. And then if I tilt it, you can see where my pinky is the temporal lobe. So the sulcus are these little indentations right here, whereas the gyri are the hills, and the sulcus is the valley. What I did is I cut right down the longitudinal fissure, and then the lateral fissure is right about where my prod is. It separates the parietal from the temporal lobe. And then the corpus callosum is this structure right here. This is the connection of the right and left hemispheres. The thalamus is kind of eaten up here. I'm not a surgeon, so it's not very skilled. And then under that is the hypothalamus, the midbrain. I will actually flip the brain over to show you the midbrain. The midbrain is actually right here underneath the meninges. From there, the medulla oblongata was right here, now over here, because once I separated the meninges that hold everything together, the medulla oblongata fell out. The cerebral cortex, we'll flip the brain back over, is the posterior portion of the frontal lobe. And then the white matter is right here. That'll be inside the brain where there is no, under the cerebral cortex. This is where all the myelinated neurons within the brain lie. And then the last thing is the meninges, which are right here. This I had to cut off to expose the actual brain. So that is the end of the brain dissection.